Hello. For the substance abuse discussion, my topic was about tobacco, so that'd be smoking, vaping, or smokeless. For the first question, how many people abuse a drug being researched in the US and in South Dakota? So, from what I got from that is 22% of the population is using tobacco in the US above the age of 12. That averages to 61.6 million people, I'm pretty sure. And in South Dakota, ages 12 and older, 21.56% of people are smoking or vaping or just using tobacco. So technically South Dakota is below average, but it's still up there. In what ways do people obtain these drugs? They can go to gas stations, smoke shops. They can get direct delivery apps, sharing among friends and family, and historically you can make it and harvest it so that you can get it that way as well. Third question, consider social stratisfaction. Explain what particular populations or groups more likely to engage in this types of substance abuse. So scientific research supports smokers drink and drinkers smoke. So 70% of alcoholics are smokers compared to the 10% of general population that are smokers. Most of them are alcoholics. More older people tend to smoke than younger people, obviously, because there are age restrictions to tobacco. Fourth question, what are the immediate effects of the drug and how addictive are these substances? Tobacco contains nicotine, and when nicotine enters the bloodstream, it travels to the brain in seconds and it triggers adrenaline and dopamine. So this can affect the stress relief temporarily, reducing hunger or changing your sense of taste. How addictive is it? People have a dependency to smoke after they have smoked because nicotine is very addictive, and the brain tolerance keeps building up towards it. So then you have to vape and smoke and have tobacco more recently because of the nicotine and it being so addictive. All around makes people just want to keep using it. Next question. Detail long-term health impacts and life expectancies of people who abuse these substances. So for what I got for research, a lot of it talked about your teeth and your gums and anything with your mouth. Basically, you are destroying your gums and the blood tissues to support it. You're getting sick more frequently because your body is so focused on trying to fix the things in your mouth. Not only that, but it can cause lung cancer because it enters through your lungs because that's what you breathe through. Heart disease, obviously, and chronic obstructions. Overall, damaging blood vessels, changing bacteria growth, and weakening body's ability to fight infections. So, next question. Summarize the schedule of the drug and what laws are in place for the U.S. federal law and South Dakota state law. So, I kind of added this to the next question also. For federal law, it's illegal for anybody under the age of 21 to be sold or have any type of tobacco. And as a federal law, anybody under the age 30 needs to have their IDs checked, which you never know, so you just should check IDs in general. South Dakota state law, basically the same thing. You can't have the product until you're 21, and you can't sell the product until you're 21. Overall, people just can't buy the product or have the product until they're 21 because of the restrictions. Explain sanctions applied when these laws are broken. For example, what is a prison term for what level of offenses? Retail and vendor penalties regarding underage sales. Usually the first offense is just a warning, and then if you get more, you get penalties, which can be up to hundreds or thousands of dollars as a retailer or a vendor. And then lastly, you can get just no tobacco sales. If you keep doing it, you're not going to be able to sell tobacco. For corporate and commercial offenses, depending on if the penalties are intentional or unintentional, if it's unintentional, it's fined up to $20,000 of money. And then intentional, you can get up to $1 million in fines. So pick your battles, right? Describe the differences in penalties of possessions of versus distribution. So basically what I just talked about, we're just going to add on to that, but you have to be over the age of 21. If you are seen with possession and you are under the age, that is called a class 2 misdemeanor. If you violate any of the penalties, you could be fined up to $200. You could spend 30 days in jail or both. Okay, 2 more questions. Summarize the additional impacts of social problems related to substance abuse in the local communities and across the country. The tobacco industry provides thousands of jobs, for starters. They provide a huge source of income for advertising industries, not only for tobacco, but also against it, so it provides a lot. Government revenue, they can get foreign countries money to spend on the tobacco because they may not have it in their own countries. Individuals can inherit the need to smoke because they have inherited their parents' genes for being addicted to tobacco or nicotine. Example. Or younger people see older people and they will want to do the same thing too. So overall, it's just kind of a big controversy of seeing older people do it, so younger people want to do it too, or people want to be seen more as manly, so they do it as well. Just so many factors go into it. Lastly, explore additional criminal activities associated with this drug use and share these statistics. Studies have shown youth who smoke are more likely to get in trouble or become a delinquent or have delinquent behaviors. They may have more symptoms of hyperactivity compared to their classmates who are non-smokers. 5.4% of middle school students use tobacco products. Massive tax invasions, including up to $4.4 billion U.S. state and local excise tax revenue lost annually due to cigarette smuggling. Federal authorities have seized nearly 300 million cigarettes in major trafficking investigations. So, yeah. Thanks for watching.